So hey everyone, welcome back again to Flip Channel. I'm hoping that you wanted to like and subscribe this video as we are already on our part 2 for special and inclusive education. At this moment, we are going to focus on the psychological basis of inclusive and special education. So last time with my first video, we just have shown a bit of an introduction regarding the subject. But right now, we are going to dwell more as to what are the bases, the theoretical basis, specifically the psychological, why we need inclusive education and special education as well. So let's start with this one. So for this discussion, we're just going to focus on Piaget's theory and also Bandura's theory. These two. There are a lot more theories that can be connected and interrelated with special and inclusive education, but we're just going to focus on these two. Okay? So first and foremost, let us have here Piaget's cognitive development. So, paano? Bakit? Okay, bakit ito yung pinanggalingan ng inclusive education natin? Okay, so there's what we call maturity one-on-one, 101. Whenever we talk about maturity one-on-one, ikaw ba, nakikita mo ba yung sarili mo na mature? Nakikita mo ba yung sarili mo? So, that's the thing kung nakikita mo ba or hindi. Because our brain processing has something to do with that. So, just look at the script. Ayan, sige. Pero I'm just going to skip that one because we will just focus on the concept. So there are actually 4 stages of Piaget. Feeling ko, kahit papano, you're already familiar with these 4 stages that we have. So what are these ng mga nag-elect? Alala yung mga first year, I think you're familiar. We have the sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. So merong 4 si John Piaget. At hindi siya dapat mag-skip. According to him, kailangan yung bata, madadaanan niya lahat ng stage na to. Again, bawal mag-skip. Ngayon, anong pinagkaiba-iba ng mga stages na to? According to Piaget, bawat stages, merong na-acquire na new knowledge or cognitive skills si student or si child. At ano-ano yung tingnan natin? So, during sensory motor, merong object permanence. Yung bata, nakaka-sense na siya. The term is sense. There are senses with the surroundings. Ito yung nangyayari sa lugar ko. Ito, may iba siyang shape. Ito, ganito yung color. Ito, ganito yung texture. So it's more of the senses, the sight, the taste, the smell, the touch, and everything else, sensory motor. Nag-activate na siya unti-unti. Kasi nga, pag pinanganak yung bata, di ba, hindi pa siya masyado nakakarinig. Pero as months passed, okay, mas nag-evolve na or mas nag-grow na si child. Next, after ng sensory motor, dadaan tayo sa pre-operational. Anong meron sa pre-operational? This is where the child already starts to acknowledge the symbols. Kanina kasi, kapag hindi nila nakahawakan, parang hindi siya nag-i-exist. Pero ngayon, kahit papano, meron ng symbolism. Kaya dito, yung mga bata, yung mga Barbie, yung mga teddy bear, ayan, meron, nagasalita na. Yung parang, meron silang parang play, kung saan nagasalita yung mga Barbie, tapos sila yung kung wala nagasalita. There is some kind of symbol. May nabubuo na silang ganon. At the same time, dito rin napupunta yung egocentrism. Si student or yung bata, lahat feeling niya umiikot sa kanya. Ang mundo ay umiikot sa kanya. Okay? So gusto niya lagi siya. Siya yung bida. Ganon. So that's part of growing up, which is the pre-operational. Next, the concrete operational is when the student or the child already realized that it's not just about symbol, there are operational thoughts like conservation. Ayan. Ito yung sa tubig. Yung isang tubig, mahaba, pero yung lagayan ng tubig mahaba, pero manipis. Tapos isa naman, medyo large siya, pero maliit. Pero parehas lang naman ng laman or millimeter yung tubig. Doon, marirealize ng bata na, parehas lang sila. Even though the physical attribute are different, they will know that, they are not, or they are the same. Okay, so operational thought, more of, ano siya, kaya na niyang magsagot ng mga logic. Okay? Lastly will be the formal, operational, abstract concepts, logical, and deductive reasoning. Dito, kanina kasi sa concrete, from the word itself, concrete operational. Kapag nagsusolve, kailangan nakikita. Kailangan may involvement yung senses. Si formal, kahit walang involvement ng senses, kahit mental lang, naiisip na niya. Dito na nag-start yung mga adult and adolescents na mag-isip about sa future nila, nag-overthink. Dito yun pumapasok sa formal, operational. Okay po, so doon po sa list na yun, kailangan walang malalampasan yung mga student. And this is also a realization that a child grows with this kind of steps. Na ito pala yung nangyayari, okay, sa mga estudyante. And it does not only happen with regular students. It also happens especially to students with additional needs. So nagigets nyo, bakit po ito yung naging source ng special and inclusive education? It is because we need to guide our students, we need to guide our child regarding the progress, regarding these steps. Okay? That if we were not able, okay, to guide them throughout these stages, the tendency is that their progress, the growth, the maturity of their brain will not actually happen. Hindi po maganda yung mangyayari kapag ganun. Yung gusto nating effectivity ng education, yung gusto natin na may contribution dapat sila sa bansa, sa society na pinanggagalingan nila, hindi yun mangyayari kapag ng bata pa lang, hindi na natin napalaki ng maayos, hindi na natin na-guide ng tama. Okay? So, ayun po ang goal kay with with this tool ay nagbaback up kung bakit lalong na-push yung inclusive education. Alright? Okay. Sabi nga dito, intelligence is what we use when we do not know what to do. And in line with that, I wanted to differentiate these knowledge, intelligence, and wisdom. Magkakaiba ba yung mga yan? Yes po, opo. Magkakaiba yung tatlong term na yan. Pag sinabi nating knowledge, ayan lang yung alam mo. Okay? How much we know. Ano kadami yung alam mo? I think all of us have knowledge, right? Now, but not all of us are intelligent because it is about understanding, comprehension. Alam mo, naiintindihan mo ba? Okay? And lastly, will be the wisdom. Ito lalo, mas konti lang ang wise. Okay? How much we apply what we know and what we understand. Okay? So for example, nalaman mo na merong students with special needs. Okay? Alam mo, pero hindi mo alam ibig sabihin ng hindi mo alam ibig sabihin ng special needs. So wala nang intelligence, knowledge lang 'yon. Pero kung alam mo yung special needs, may intelligence ka na. Pero how we apply, paano? Ngayong alam mo na ano ngayon. Okay, what's the purpose of knowing that? Bakit kailangan malaman? Okay? So, ayun lang, para alam natin yung differences. And John Piaget is leaning more on the intelligence and wisdom of the student, not just about the knowledge. Okay? Ito yung ideas influence Piaget para doon sa mga theories niya. Number 1, intelligence, like biological system, construct the structures it needs to function. Para din daw siyang biological system. Kailangan kino-construct natin ng maayos yung nasa utak ng bata. At paano natin makakonstruct ng maayos? Through guidance. Okay? Doon sa process na meron sila, kailangan madaanan nila yon isa-isa. Pangalawa, Knowledge is the interaction between the individual and the environment. It is the matter of how a student collaborate, interact with the environment around him. Paano mangyayari ang interaction kapag yung student with special needs or student with additional needs ay hindi natin ine-expose totoo society na talagang lipunan, right? Paano sila matututo nun? And lastly, the growth of intelligence is influenced by 4 factors. Ano yung mga factors na to? Ito ngayon yung tinatarget ng inclusive education kung bakit. 1, physical environment. Kung palagi lang na yung special ed ang gagamitin natin, okay naman sa special education. It is conducive sa learning ng student. Marami silang natututunan, may mga skills silang nakukuha from that. However, that's not enough. Okay? We should also give them outside of this special ed class by going to mainstream. Number 2, the social environment. So with the social environment that we have, sabi natin yung physical, yung mga facilities, yung mga bata na nakikita nila. Ngayon yung social, yung pakikihalubilo nila. Paano kung yung way pala para matuto yung mga student na to, yung mga student with additional needs, para maging matuto sila makipag-socialize ay through interacting with regular students. Hindi na lang palagi yung mga student with additional needs yung nakikita nila. Diba? You see you see how it is framed na kapag lagi lang ine-expose mo sila doon sa mga student with additional needs, baka yun lang yung nakita, ilan na-perceive nila. Baka maliit lang ang mundo nila kapag ganun. Kaya hindi dapat sila ina-exclude. 3, doon ma-achieve yung maturation. Okay, ng maturation ng utak. And lastly, the equilibration. Naalala niyo to, dito pumapasok yung assimilation, accommodation, and equilibration. Yung tatlong ito. So, si assimilation, may nakukuha ka na alam mo na. So, accept ka lang accept. Si accommodation, may nakuha ka na bago na hindi mo pa alam, kaya finifip mo pa. Si equilibration, ito na yung binabalanse mo kung ano yung natutunan mo. Okay, so that's it. Ayun yung pagkakaiba ng tatlo. So ito, kailangan nakita natin kung paano nga ba natututo si student. Okay, so, all right. Now, WJ is also highlighting the schema. Okay. Mas maraming schema na mabubuo doon sa utak ng bata, mas maganda. Ibig sabihin, mas marami siyang ma-apply in real life. It is the stock knowledge. Ayun sinasabi natin stock knowledge. Kaya kailangan na, ano kailangan? We have to make sure na yung learning ng student memorable. Something that they can remember, something that they can comprehend, and something that they can apply. Okay, knowledge, intelligence, and wisdom. Okay, so clear na tayo kay Piaget regarding the theory and the inclusive education. Punta naman tayo ngayon kay Bandura's social learning. Medyo related siya doon sinasabi nating social environment kanina ni Piaget. Bakit? Because Bandura's theory focuses on this. Number 1, people can learn through observation. Ito yung tinatawag nating observational learning ni Bandura. Totoo naman, kung anong nakikita mo sa paligid mo, ayun kadalasan yung gagawin mo. So, tingnan niyo halimbawa, nalala niyo yung Bobo doll experiment? Yung bata pinanood ng isang parang brutal, ganyan yung ginaganyan yung doll. Ngayon, later on, yung bata, nung binigyan ng doll, ganyan din yung ginawa niya. It does prove that Bobo doll experiment is true, that students learn through observation. Ngayon, punta tayo sa konteksto natin kanina. Halimbawa, si student with additional needs, doon siya sa, kasama niya, yung mga classmate niya na may additional needs din. And danger kasi nun is that you observe these students to behave like that. Nakita mo gano'n siya nagbe-behave. Paano kung may kaklase siya na nagka-tantrums, gano'n. For example lang Tapos, gagawin ng student, ma-observe niya, tapos baka gayahin niya. Buti sana kung nandun si teacher palagi, no? The danger is that kapag labas sa labas na, ganun yung nakikita niya, baka isipin niya na tama yun. So, we need to also include inclusive education. Para kapag nandun sila sa regular class, they will see, this is what the regular class looks like. Parang maganda dito. Ganun, no? Number 2, mental states are important to learning. Ikaw ba, inaalagaan mo ba yung mental state mo? Hindi lang palagi utak. Kanina kasi si Piaget, puro utak, intelligence daw no? Ngayon, kailangan hindi lang puro utak, kailangan yung mental state natin healthy. Are you overthinking too much? Baka naman masyadong emotional. Ayan. So, ito po yung sa number 2. Hindi lang kung ano yung na-absorb, kailangan yung healthy mindset. Lastly, learning does not necessarily lead to behavioral change. Totoo naman to. May mga matatalino na may ugali, di ba? Na halimbawa, kabisado niya. Okay? Halimbawa, kabisado niya ang 10 virtues. Yan, 10 virtues kung paano maging mabuting estudyante. Kaso salbahe naman, di ba? Hindi ibig sabihin na matalino ay mabuting tao na rin. Okay? So, hindi siya ganon palagi. Kaya, ang pinofocus dito ni Bandura, we have to also focus on the social, how we actually behave around people. Paano ba tayo makipag-collaborate, makipag-usap? Yung mga estudyante na to, under special and inclusive education, can they communicate well? Kaya ba nila kayang makipag-usap ng maayos? So, ayun yung tinatarget kay inclusive and special education. Okay, so meron daw for mediational process. So, si attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. According kay Bandura, kapag nagawa natin itong apat, nagawa ng bata itong apat rather, ay nandun na rin daw yung pag-change ng behavior. Okay? So, anong example na to, ma'am? So, for example, merong klase. Merong estudyante na nagtatantrums siya. Okay? Nagtatantrums siya kada nahihirapan siya doon sa quiz. Ngayon, kapag gano'n, you have to tell the student that that's wrong. Okay? So, may attention. Makikita ng bata na si teacher nagbigay ng attention sa akin na mali yung ng tantrums, pag-throw ng tantrums. So, attention yon. Ngayon, retention. After so many days, natatandaan pa rin ng student na, pinagalitan ako ni ma'am dito. So, may retention at naalala mo na, mali pala yun. Hindi pala dapat ganun. Kaya naman, the next time na nahirapan na sa estudyante, hindi na siya nag-tantrums. That's what you call reproduction. Nagawa na niya yung behavior na ine-aim. And lastly, dahil nagawa na niya, si teacher, pinraise niya. Uy, wow, very good ka. Kasi hindi ka na nag-tantrums. That is motivation. Okay? So, it's part of inclusive and special education because we wanted our student to actually be effective, not just in the classroom, but also outside, particularly in the society or in the country we are in. So as much as possible, habang nandun pa lang sila sa klase, we give these processes. The attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation para they behave well. Okay? ITIS focuses, tandaan nyo ha, it is also applicable sa mga regular students. However, we're focusing on special and inclusive education. Kaya ang focus natin dito, yung mga estudyante na may additional needs. Okay po? Alright. So yes, ay yung dalawang theory na yun, siya yung main or sila yung main backup. Bakit po nagkaroon ng inclusive education? Doon po yun. Okay? Doon po nanggagaling. Ito din yung mga researches, kaya naging possible si inclusive education. Now, I wanted to answer this question. I wanted to recall how you acquire certain behavior following Bandura social learning theory. Paano ba kayo natuto? Sige nga, meron pa kayong particular behavior. Tapos, ginamit natin tong apat na to. Tapos, later on, hindi ko na ginawa. Yan. So, sige. You might want to share that on our comment section. Watch out for my 10 item questions right after this video. Bye-bye, everyone, and happy learning.